Hello friends, how are you? In this video, I'll be discussing with you what the child thinks of himself when he is born and how that changes over the period of time and how it impacts his or her life. The child might be you, it might be a friend of yours, it might be anybody. This is a common process which happens with almost everybody in the world. Well, every child is born thinking of himself as a smiling and confident face in his mind. Mind means here. How he perceives himself is a smiling face with confidence and glittering eyes. But over the period of time, when he grows up, he interacts with his parents, his teachers, maybe siblings or friends, relatives, and so many people in the world. And by the time he reaches the age of 6 to 7 years and grows to 10, 11, 12, 13 years, this image of his starts deteriorating. And what it gets replaced by is a sad image of himself with all the doubts and all the negative things which he listens about himself, which he thinks that his parents believe about himself, which he thinks that his friends, his teachers, relatives, or any other significant people in his life believe about himself, expressed to himself either by saying it or by a particular behavior of theirs towards him. All these things get clubbed with that happy image of himself which he was carrying in his mind originally and deteriorated. And then the image which he has in his mind of his own face, of his own self, is actually a negative and deteriorated image. Have you seen smileys on your face, on your phone or on your Facebook accounts? One of them is like, and one of them is like. So initially, every child is born with his face, think in his mind. See, each of us see our faces in mind. When a child is born, he sees his face in mind like confident and happy. But over the time of the experiences which I have told you, his face starts becoming like. This is how he begins to see himself, and that how that affects his life is his capabilities are suppressed, or one should say oppressed by these opinions which he gets from around himself, especially from his parents and his significant others. And this also results in fears and lack of confidence, anger, frustration, which gets carried away along with all the other experiences. So what happens is already the image of himself which he sees in his mind is already deteriorated to a sad one, to a disturbed one. And with that thing in his mind, with that photo of himself in his mind, when he goes through some other experiences which are not necessarily bad, he starts seeing things as bad. And this actually adds on to the problems, and this gets reflected in his body, on his face, and this comes up in the form of diseases in his body. So, friends, your main aim in life is not success, is not money, should not be these things. They will come automatically. Your aim in life has to be that for you, the photo of you which you see in your mind has to be smiling, has to be confident. It does not mean that you grow arrogant and you stop accepting your mistakes. You accept them with a smile, improve yourself with a smile, and always be good to people. Always be good to people, because you don't know what the other person might be going through, and you certainly don't want to contribute to this negative image which the other child in the front of the other child form of the person is holding, who is standing in front of you. So friends, this was my video, and to sum up, Every child is born with his own smiling and confident image in his mind, and over the period of time, based on interactions with his or her significant others, this photo of his in his mind changes, deteriorates for the negative, and becomes sadder, like this. And based on this sad image, he further perceives new experiences in a different light, in a negative light, which results in all the fears and anger and frustration which he goes through, that gets reflected in the body of that person, and this goes on for life. So friends, have a smiling face and work on how you see yourself with a smiling image and a confident image. My contact details are, you can email any problem to me at aditi.a.hope@gmail.com, that is aditi.a.hope at gmail.com, or you can visit my FB page by the name of Aditi. All the details are flashing also in the screen in this video. All the best, friends. Stay put.